If you sit over 60 and you sit waking up at 1:30, 2:15, 3:07 in the morning, wide awake, staring at the ceiling, this is not just getting older. And if it's not something you have to accept, tonight I'm going to show you how to use one simple, powerful root, ginger, in a very specific way to help calm your nervous system, balance blood sugar, improve circulation, and help you sleep deeper in as little as 3 nights. No, this is not about taking sleeping pills, because those don't fix the problem. They sedate the brain. We want to restore the body. My friends, if you are waking up at 1:47 a.m., 2:32 a.m., 3:11 a.m., almost like your body has set an alarm clock you never asked for, I want you to understand something very important. This is not simply because you start getting older. That's what many people are told. It's normal after 60. It's part of aging. Just live with it. No, there is always a reason the body does something repeatedly. The body does not make mistakes. It sends messages in those middle of the night awakenings. They are signals. After 60, 3 major physiological changes tend to happen. They are subtle. They build slowly, and most people never connect them to their sleep. The first is cortisol, rhythm disruption. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It's not bad. You need it. In the morning, cortisol should rise naturally to wake you up. It gives you alertness. It gives you drive. It helps regulate blood pressure. But at night, cortisol is supposed to be low. When you fall asleep, your body transitions into parasympathetic dominance, rest, repair, regeneration. Cortisol should stay quiet. However, in many seniors, cortisol begins to spike at the wrong time. Just so. Why? Chronic stress, inflammation, poor blood sugar control, emotional tension, even worrying about not sleeping. When cortisol spikes at 2 or 3 in the morning, your brain shifts into alert mode. Your heart rate may increase slightly. Your mind becomes active. You might feel anxious for no clear reason. You're awake, not because you're old, because your stress rhythm is misaligned. The second major reason is blood sugar instability. This is one of the most overlooked causes of nighttime awakenings. During the night, you are fasting. If your blood sugar drops too low, especially after a carb-heavy dinner or dessert, your body sees this as a threat. And what does it do? It releases adrenaline and cortisol to raise blood sugar quickly. Adrenaline is a fight-or-flight hormone. It does not whisper. It shouts. Suddenly you wake up. Sometimes your heart is pounding. Sometimes you feel warm. Sometimes you just feel alert. You may not feel hungry. You may not realize your blood sugar dipped, but your body went into emergency mode. And this becomes more common after 60 because insulin sensitivity changes. The body does not regulate glucose as smoothly as it once did. Muscle mass may be lower. Physical activity may be reduced. All of this affects nighttime stability. The third major factor is inflammation. Now listen carefully. As we age, there is a natural rise in low-grade systemic inflammation. We call it inflammaging. It's subtle but powerful. Inflammatory chemicals, cytokines, circulate in the body. They affect joints, muscles, nerves, and even the brain. Inflammation does not sleep. It can increase joint stiffness. It can irritate nerves. It can cause mild discomfort that may not fully wake you, but it prevents deep sleep cycles. You may fall asleep easily, but you don't stay in deep restorative sleep. You move from deep sleep to lighter stages more frequently, and once you reach lighter sleep, it takes very little. A small cortisol rise, a slight blood sugar dip, a minor discomfort to wake you fully. Now let me tell you something empowering. These are functional issues. They are not fixed by sedating the brain. Sleeping pills may knock you out, but they do not correct cortisol rhythm. They do not stabilize blood sugar. They do not reduce systemic inflammation in a meaningful way. In fact, many sleep medications suppress REM sleep and deep sleep stages. You may be unconscious, but you are not truly restoring. That's just why many seniors say, I slept 8 hours, but I still feel exhausted. Because sedation is not the same as healing. Your body wants to sleep. It is designed to sleep. Sleep is when growth hormone is released. It is when tissue repair happens. It is when the brain's lymphatic system clears waste products. It is when memory consolidates. But if stress hormones are misfiring, if blood sugar is unstable, if inflammation is smoldering, your body cannot remain in that deep restorative state. And here solely is the most important mindset shift. Stop blaming age. Age changes physiology, yes, but it does not automatically mean broken sleep. There are 80-year-olds who sleep peacefully through the night. There are 65-year-olds who wake up 3 times. The difference is not just the number of birthdays, this is regulation. Hormonal rhythm regulation, metabolic regulation, inflammatory regulation. When you wake at the same time each night, your body is following a pattern. Patterns can be retrained. You must ask, what is triggering my system at that hour? Is it stress accumulation from the day? Is it a late heavy meal? Is it a sugary snack after dinner? Is it unresolved emotional tension? Is it chronic low-level pain? Once you understand that these awakenings are signals, not random events, you regain control. Your body is not betraying you. It is communicating. And when you support cortisol balance, stabilize nighttime glucose, and calm inflammation, something beautiful happens. The awakenings reduce. The nervous system feels safer. The brain stays in deeper sleep stages longer. And you begin to experience what you may not have felt in years, uninterrupted, restorative sleep. So if you're awakened at 2 a.m., do not say, I'm still just getting old. Say instead, my body is asking for better balance, and balance can be restored. That is the empowering truth. My friends, let's talk about why ginger is so powerful and why it works at the root of the problem. With 6, you're not talking about masking symptoms. We start talking about correcting physiology. When you can't sleep through the night, it's usually because something inside the body is overstimulated, inflamed, or unstable. Ginger addresses all 3 in a very gentle but powerful way. First, inflammation. As we age, the body develops low-grade chronic inflammation. It's subtle. You may not see it on the outside, but you feel it. Stiff joints in the morning, mild nerve irritation, digestive bloating. H's that move around. Inflammation increases the production of chemicals called cytokines. These chemicals don't just affect your joints, they affect your brain. When inflammatory markers rise at night, they interfere with deep sleep cycles. Your body may fall asleep, but it doesn't stay in restorative sleep. Ginger contains powerful bioactive compounds, especially gingerols and shoguls. These natural compounds reduce inflammatory signaling in the body. They help calm the internal fire. And when inflammation lowers, the nervous system relaxes. The second major benefit is circulation. After 60, circulation is not as efficient as it once was. Blood vessels may stiffen slightly. Peripheral circulation, especially to the hands and feet, can decline. Have you ever noticed that your feet are cold at night? Cold extremities are a sign that circulation is not optimal. When blood flow stays concentrated in the core and brain, it can keep you in a more alert state. Ginger is a natural vasodilator. It gently improves circulation by helping blood vessels relax. When circulation improves, warmth spreads more evenly through the body. This is important for sleep. Your body temperature must slightly rise and then gradually drop to trigger melatonin release, your sleep hormone. Ginger supports this natural temperature rhythm. Better circulation allows the body to shift smoothly into rest mode. Now let's just talk about blood sugar. This is critical. One of the biggest hidden causes of waking at 2 or 3 a.m. is a drop in blood sugar. When glucose dips too low, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol to bring it back up. Adrenaline is stimulating, it wakes you instantly. Ginger has been shown to support healthy glucose metabolism. It improves insulin sensitivity and helps the body use glucose more efficiently. When blood sugar remains more stable through the night, there is less need for stress hormone release. Less adrenaline, less cortisol spike, more uninterrupted sleep. There's another layer most people overlook, digestion. If your digestion is sluggish at night, your body remains in a semi-alert state. Gas, bloating, reflux, even mild discomfort keeps the nervous system from fully relaxing. Ginger is one of the most powerful digestive tonics in nature. It stimulates healthy gastric emptying, it reduces bloating, it calms intestinal spasms. When the gut relaxes, the brain relaxes. There is a direct connection between your gut and your brain called the gut-brain axis. The vagus nerve is the main communication highway between the two. Ginger has been shown to support vagal tone, meaning it helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and repair system. When parasympathetic activity increases, heart rate slows, muscles soften, breathing deepens. The mind becomes quiet. This is the exact state required for deep sleep. Now here's something very important. Ginger does not sedate you. It does not knock you out. It restores balance. There's just a big difference. Sedation forces sleep. Balance allows sleep. When you force sleep with medication, you override natural rhythms. But when you calm inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, improve circulation, and support digestion, sleep becomes a natural consequence. Your body remembers how to sleep. And let me say something powerful here. Ginger is not new. It has been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine systems, not just for digestion, but for vitality, warmth, circulation, and resilience. Nature often provides simple tools that work with the body instead of against it, but it must be used correctly. Small, consistent amounts are more powerful than large, occasional doses. Fresh ginger contains volatile oils that are more active than heavily processed forms. When gently heated in water, those compounds are released and become easily absorbed. The warmth itself is therapeutic. Warm liquids before bed help relax smooth muscle tissue. They promote a sense of comfort and safety in the nervous system. Safety is essential for sleep. If the brain senses threat, whether from inflammation, unstable glucose, digestive discomfort, or stress hormones, it will not stay in deep sleep. Ginger reduces those internal threats. And when the body feels safe, it rests. This is why some people notice improvement within just a few nights. Inflammation begins to decrease. Circulation improves. Blood sugar stabilizes. The gut relaxes. The vagus nerve activates. And suddenly they realize, I only woke up once. Or I fell back asleep quickly. Or I slept until my alarm. That's not magic. That's just physiology. And here's the beauty of it. You are not adding a chemical burden to your liver. You are not suppressing brain function. You are nourishing regulation. That is the difference between symptom control and root support. So when we say ginger targets the real sleep disruptors, we mean it addresses the core imbalances that wake you at night. Inflammation, circulation, blood sugar, digestive stress, nervous system imbalance. When those improve, sleep improves, not because you forced it, but because your body was finally given what it needed. And that, my friends, is true healing. My friends, this is where most people get it wrong. They hear that ginger can help with sleep, inflammation, circulation, blood sugar, and they say, great, I still just sprinkle some on my food. And then they say, it didn't work, but here's the truth. That's not just what you use, it sets how you use it. It sits when you use it, and it sits how you prepare it. Timing and preparation are everything. Let's just begin with the form. Fresh ginger root is always the most powerful option when possible. Why? Because it contains active volatile oils and compounds like gingerols that are at their peak potency when the root is fresh. Powdered ginger can still help, but it has lost some of those delicate oils during processing and storage. When you slice fresh ginger, you should smell it immediately. That strong, sharp, slightly spicy aroma, that's medicine. Now here's the important part most people skip. Don't sit, just drop big chunks in the water. Slice it thin, then gently crush it. You don't need to pulverize it, just press it with the side of a spoon or knife to break the fibers slightly. Why? Because when you crush ginger, you release more of the active compounds into the water. Now let's talk about temperature. Boiling matters. Add the ginger to water and let it gently boil for about 10 to 12 minutes. Not 2 minutes, not a quick dip. You want a slow simmer. Heat helps extract the anti-inflammatory compounds and makes them easier for the body to absorb. After boiling, turn off the heat and let it steep for another 5 minutes. This allows the concentration to stabilize and deepen, then strain it. Now here's where we refine it even more. Add a small pinch of Ceylon cinnamon. not cassia cinnamon, Ceylon cinnamon. Why? Because Ceylon cinnamon is milder and safer for regular use. It supports blood sugar stability without placing stress on the liver. Remember, one of the biggest causes of waking at 2 or 3 a.m. is a drop in blood sugar. When you combine ginger with a small amount of Ceylon cinnamon, you're supporting two systems at once, inflammation and glucose regulation. But moderation is key. We are not making a sugary dessert drink. Do not add refined sugar. If your blood sugar is stable and you are not diabetic, a very small amount of raw honey is acceptable, but it is optional. Now comes the most critical factor, timing. This is where people sabotage their results. Do not drink ginger tea right before you lie down. If you drink it and immediately go to bed, your body is still processing fluids, your bladder may fill, your digestion may still be active. Instead, drink it 45 to 60 minutes before bedtime. This allows your body to absorb the compounds, begin circulation enhancement, stabilize glucose, and gently activate the parasympathetic nervous system before you lie down. By the time your head touches the pillow, the process has already started. That's just the strategic timing. And here's something even more important. After drinking it, avoid large amounts of additional fluids. If you drink 2 more glasses of water afterward, you will wake up to urinate and then blame the ginger. Be mindful. 1 cup is enough. Now let's talk about consistency. One night is not a fair test. The body responds to patterns. Try this for 3 consecutive nights. Why 3? Because inflammation does not drop instantly. Blood sugar patterns do not rebalance instantly. The nervous system needs repetition to feel safe. Night 1 may simply feel calming. Night 2 may reduce wake-ups. Night 3 often brings noticeably deeper rest. Your body begins to trust the rhythm. And rhythm is everything when it comes to sleep. That's another critical detail. Do not combine this with heavy late-night meals. If you eat a large dinner at 8:30 or 9 p.m., your digestive system will still be working hard at midnight. That overrides the calming effects of ginger. Finish eating at least 3 hours before bed whenever possible. Give your body space to transition into repair mode. Also reduce bright screens during that final hour. You cannot flood your eyes with blue light, stimulate your brain with stressful news, and expect ginger to overcome that. The nervous system needs a signal of safety. Dim lights, quiet environment, slow breathing. Let the ginger support that process, not fight against stimulation. Now let me address something subtle but powerful. Temperature. Warm liquids signal relaxation to the body. They increase peripheral circulation. When your hands and feet warm up, blood gently shifts away from the core and brain. This helps initiate the natural drop in core body temperature that triggers melatonin release. Cold drinks before bed do the opposite. They can shock the digestive system and constrict blood vessels. Warmth is therapeutic. This is why the preparation method matters so much. If you rush it, if you microwave it, if you skip steps, you reduce its effectiveness. Precision creates results. And finally, dosage. More is not better. 1 to 1.5 inches of fresh ginger root is enough. We are not overwhelming the system. We are nudging it toward balance. Too much ginger can overstimulate digestion or create warmth that is excessive. Gentle, consistent support works better than aggressive dosing. The body responds to subtle signals. So remember this. Use fresh ginger, slice and lightly crush it. Simmer 10 to 12 minutes. Steep 5 more. Add a pinch of Ceylon cinnamon. Drink it 45 to 60 minutes before bed. Limit fluids afterward. Be consistent for 3 nights. Support it with calming habits. This is not random. This is intentional physiology. When preparation and timing are respected, the body responds beautifully. And that, my friends, is how you turn a simple kitchen root into a powerful sleep-restoring ritual. My friends, sleep is not just closing your eyes. It is not just lying still for 8 hours. It is not simply the absence of wakefulness. Sleep is restoration. And when you truly understand that, everything changes. After the age of 60, sleep becomes more important, not less. Yet this is the time when many people begin to lose it. They say, I sleep lighter now. I wake up several times. I don't feel refreshed in the morning. And they begin to accept it as normal. But here sits the truth. Your body repairs at night. Your brain cleans itself at night. Your immune system strengthens at night. Your hormones rebalance at night. When sleep becomes fragmented, it is not just about feeling tired the next day. It affects your memory. It affects your mood. It affects your blood pressure. It affects your blood sugar. It even affects your risk for cognitive decline. During deep sleep, your brain activates something called the glymphatic system. This is the brain's waste removal system. It clears out metabolic byproducts that accumulate during the day. If deep sleep is shortened or interrupted, that cleaning process becomes less efficient. Over time, this matters. Sleep is also when growth hormone is released. Now, many people think growth hormone is only for children. No. In adults, growth hormones responsible for tissue repair, muscle maintenance, bone health, and cellular regeneration. When deep sleep decreases, repair decreases. This is why some seniors feel stiff in the morning. So it's not just aging, it's incomplete recovery. Your immune system also depends on sleep. During deep sleep, your body produces and regulates immune cells that protect you from infection and chronic disease. Poor sleep weakens immune resilience. And let's just talk about the heart. When you sleep deeply, your heart rate lowers, blood pressure drops. The cardiovascular system gets a break. If you are waking repeatedly through the night, your heart never fully enters that restorative phase. Over time, that stress accumulates. Now think about memory. Have you ever noticed that after a poor night's sleep, your thinking feels foggy? You may forget simple words. You may misplace items. You feel slower. That's because memory consolidation occurs during sleep, especially during deep and REM stages. Your brain organizes information. It stores what's important. It discards what's not. Without quality sleep, that process is disrupted. Sleep is not passive. It is active repair. And here's just something even deeper. The sleep affects your emotional stability. When you're sleep deprived, the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain, becomes more reactive. Small problems feel bigger, stress feels heavier, patience becomes thinner. Quality sleep stabilizes mood. It builds resilience. Now let's connect this back to the bigger picture. If you only focus on knocking yourself out, you miss the purpose of sleep. Sedation is not restoration. True restorative sleep cycles through stages: light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep. Each stage has a job. Deep sleep repairs the body. REM sleep restores the brain and emotional balance. If you're waking every 90 minutes, you interrupt these cycles. You never stay long enough in deep sleep to fully repair. That's why someone can say, I was in bed for 8 hours, yet feel like they slept 4. Quantity is not the same as quality, and quality becomes more important with age. Muscle mass naturally declines after 60. Deep sleep helps preserve it. Bone density shifts. Deep sleep supports hormonal balance that protects bone. Metabolism slows. Deep sleep improves insulin sensitivity. Even appetite regulation depends on sleep. Poor sleep increases ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and lowers leptin, the fullness hormone. That can lead to late night cravings and weight gain. Do you see how interconnected this is? Sleep is the foundation. When sleep improves, many other systems improve naturally. Energy increases, morning stiffness decreases. Mental clarity sharpens, mood stabilizes, inflammation lowers. And perhaps most importantly, you feel like yourself again. There's something powerful about waking up refreshed. You feel capable. You feel motivated. You feel hopeful. And sleep is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity. And here is the encouraging part. The body wants to restore itself. It is designed to, when you remove the obstacles, inflammation, unstable blood sugar, stress hormone spikes, poor circulation, sleep returns more easily. You do not have to force it. You create the conditions. Think of sleep like planting a seed. You cannot yell at the seed to grow. You prepare the soil, you water it. You provide sunlight. then growth happens naturally. The same is true for deep rest. Create the right internal environment and the body responds. That is why simple natural strategies can be so powerful. When inflammation decreases, the brain stays in deeper sleep. When blood sugar stabilizes, adrenaline does not wake you. When circulation improves, your body transitions smoothly into melatonin release. When digestion is calm, the nervous system relaxes, and suddenly you wake up and realize, I didn't sit, toss, and turn. I didn't stare at the clock. I feel clear. That feeling is not small. It changes your entire day. And when your days improve, your life improves. So do not minimize sleep. Do not accept poor sleep as inevitable. Restoration is possible at any age. Your body is incredibly intelligent. It just needs support. When you prioritize deep, uninterrupted sleep, you are not just improving your nights, you are protecting your brain, strengthening your heart, stabilizing your metabolism, supporting your immune system, preserving your independence. That is powerful. And that is why sleep is not just rest. It is renewal.